Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to show you another method that you can use to enable free SSL certificate on your website, and you can use this for multiple websites and it's like free forever, right? You don't need to be paying for SSL, because on a normal day if you want to pay for SSL certificate you have to be paying like $5 or $10 per month, on SSL, or maybe per year. And let me give you an example. Okay, so this is an example of SSL provider, which is Namecheap.com's SSL provision. So if you want to buy from 5 years, you get $6 per year for one domain, and if you want to go for 3 domains, you're paying like almost $40 per year. And what is SSL? Is simply a security feature, a way to show the web browser that your website is secure and that users can actually enter their credit card details and they can securely browse on the site without their data being compromised or stolen by hackers and any other person. So this is what happens when there is no SSL certificate on a website. So I'm just explaining this for total beginners because I know most people who are landing on this video already know what SSL is. So you can see I'm trying to visit this website, gisgate.com. This is my site. This is what the site looks like when you actually navigate into the site. You can see it's a place you can actually contact me here or contact us here to offer you web design, web development services and thereabout. But you can see right now the SSL certificate is expired. It is not secured according to the browser, and you see that instead of HTTPS here, it's cancelled out. So right now I'm visiting this site based on HTTP connection. So you can actually skip this if you want to do advanced, and then you can proceed to Gisgate unsafe. All right, this is something you might have experienced. So the site is still going to open, but it's still unsecure. So this is not something you want on your site. So quickly, what you have to do is I'm going to go to my host provider. The hosting provider for this website is Namecheap, and I log into my account. Of course, I have two-factor authentication here, so I'm going to enter my two-factor authentication code. And when I log in now, you're going to see that I have multiple domains. So you can see, as I said earlier, I have multiple domains here, right? This is 1 and this is 2, but all of them are hosted inside the same account. I just want to go over to my CPanel, and I click on hosting list. I can go to my CPanel account. So when I click on that, it's going to take me to my CPanel here. So I want to now use the terminal to enable this SSL certification on my site. I come over here, you can simply search under tools, search for tools for terminal, and you can see it here. You see I've opened it. So if you don't want to do that, it's still okay. While you're on your home, you can do Ctrl F to find, and you search for terminal and you locate it easier. So you can see it's here under advanced. So I'm just going to click on that to open the terminal. There's a little bit of command line interface commands we're going to use to be able to do our SSL certification. The first is to do pwd print working directory. So it shows us where we are exactly at this point, where our terminal is running, and you can see it's running on the home page. This is my username on my CPanel account. So I'm going to do ls. This ls is to list out all the things, all the domains and every other thing that I have in my account. You can see I have multiple domains here. Some of them are subdomains. In fact, most of them are subdomains, but I have even my main domains that are hosted on this account. So we're going to use the call command for us to be able to bring in the Acme script onto our server. So we're going to do call https get.acme.sh. that will give a space. Use this sign here that you hold your shift command and press the key just above your enter key if you're using Windows. Right, so you use that, and then you say sh and you do enter. So this is going to run. It's going to run some commands here, and it's going to tell you installation success. So once it says installation success, that means you've been able to use the call command to install the Acme on our server. So now you can actually check this installation you've made by just saying ls.acme.sh / and you do this, and then now you can see there are some files in your Acme or in my Acme. So by default you wouldn't see all this. You can see I have already anatrichi.com, gisgate.com. so these are mine already existing in my own .acme folder, but for you, you're just gonna see probably just the ca deploy dnsapi and then notify. So next thing we're going to do is that we're going to use the Acme script we've installed to install our SSH on a site of our choice. For example, I want to install on gisgate.com site. All right, so what I'm going to do is say .acme.sh /acme.sh, give a space --issue -d, and then I write the D stands for the domain I want to issue the SSL certificate for. So for me it's gisgate.com, and then I'll do a space -w, and then I'll give another space /home/ my CPanel username gists adfs /gisgate.com. Put a final slash, and I'll hit enter. Now it's saying no such file directory exists. All right, so let's find a way to solve this issue. I like the fact that we're actually getting into this because anyone can actually experience this kind of problem while trying to do this. Okay, so here is the catch, right? Now remember that I have subdomains here. I have even other domains here. In fact, I was able to use this same method now to issue SSL certificate for this particular domain you're seeing here. gisgate.com is the main domain for this hosting account, and by CPanel rules, the main domain for the account will be located inside this public_HTML. I really hope you're able to grasp what I'm saying, but if you're not able to do that, please drop a comment in the comment section below and I'll be able to answer some of your questions. All right, it does not share the same kind of level with these other subdomains or add-on domains that are in the account. You can see anatrichi.com, for example, is an add-on domain. It has its folder, all the files regarding it are here, and then you can see this one too, Namecheap. It's another domain and another website. All the files relating to that are inside of that folder. But the files that are related to this gisgate.com, which is the main domain that my hosting account is on, will be located inside public.html. So that's the reason why when I run this terminal code, it's telling me no such file or directory. So what we're going to do is I'm using the up button to bring back what I've done before after I clicked enter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the directory to install this to public_html. So when I do that and I put / and I click enter, okay, so it's told me no such file or directory exists. So when I look up, I realize that, oh, I actually made a mistake in my code. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna use my arrow left button to locate the error here. Instead of Acme, in the second one, I did AME. So I'm gonna go back and front and then put my Acme to complete this, and then to correct that, and then I hit enter. It's running some stuff now. It's giving me this message here. It says using CA Acme.0 SSL registering accounts under 0SSL, in fact, has not been successful. There is actually a fix for this. It appears that there was a kind of relationship with 0SSL that made it so that 0SSL is now the default SSL provider that is being used. So I'm going to use my arrow up button again to get the last thing I typed here. Then I'm going to type in this additional command to it. I'll put a space and then I'll say -- server. So I'm setting the server that I'm to use now. Let's encrypt. All right, let's encrypt because I don't want to use 0SSL. 0SSL has a lot of limitations, if you ask me, because they only allow you to use their SSL for the first 3 months and, you know, for a few domains, and then you will no longer be able to use that anymore. So we are using this additional command here to tell this Acme script that we want to use Let's Encrypt. We don't want to use 0SSL as our server for the SSL. So I'm going to hit enter now. Now you can see it's verifying to see whether I actually own this or not. Okay, so now it's giving me this error here that invalid status, gisgate.com verified detail was invalid response from gisgate.com. So it tried to verify the ownership of gisgate.com and it was unable to do that. So the main directory where my website gisgate.com is based on is inside this public_HTML because gisgate.com is the default domain of this hosting account. So what this tells me is that in my command, all right, I have to go back to my command, this issue command that I entered last, and I'm going to come over to where I indicated this working directory where I want to use to issue the SSL. I'm going to remove this gisgate.com/gisgate.com. And instead, I'm going to do public_HTML and / and every other thing remains the same. And I'm going to click enter and let's see whether this can work. And you can see that I'm successful. This is successful now because I've been able to use the right directory. If you're trying to apply SSL for default account that you're using for your hosting, it's very, very crucial that you use public_HTML. You can see here that it has verified and I've been successfully issued my certificate and every other thing. So this information here, I might want to copy it, or if I don't want to copy it, it's actually not necessary. The main thing that is important here is that I look at the information that is here. You can see your certificate is in. Take note of this directory, home/ my username /admin.sh/gisgate.com_ECC, gisgate.com sat. Now my sat key is in here. My intermediate CA is here. The full chain is here. So these are the main information I need to get. And in fact, I really don't need to do any other thing here. I can actually continue using this command line interface to install my certificate and all, but I don't really want to bug us with that. I'm going to go over to my CPanel file manager. I'm just going to reload it so that it will be updated. You can see that acme.sh folder, all right, and then you can see gisgate.com/cc. This is where my information are. All right, so the next thing you have to do is to go over to your tools, the home of your CPanel, find SSL/TLS here. So when I click on it, you see it's gonna bring up this page here. So I'm gonna click manage SSL sites. Okay, now it brings me to this page where I can see my sites, the one that have SSL and the ones that don't have. You can see this one has an active SSL till 2024, while this one is expired. and these ones are still active, and select a domain. Okay, so under here, these are for the ones where SSL have actually been installed previously, but here I can still find other domains of mine or subdomains that don't have SSL installed. So you can see this one, thisgate.com, is the one we just did. Okay, so certificate is the CRT is what I'm going to paste here. So come back to your file manager, into that folder where you've opened. You're going to see ca.sar. All right, remember that from our terminal here it says your certificate is in this, yeah, thisgate.com.sar. I'm going to go over back to my file manager. So thisgate.com/sar, this is the one I'm interested in. This is where my certificate is in. So click on view, and you can see I have my certificate here. So I'm just going to copy everything, begin certificate to the end. I'll copy it, and then I'll go over back to my SSL folder here, and I'll paste it. So when I paste it, you can see domains, thisgate.com, issuer, let's encrypt, and other stuff here, and this is the expiration. So it's like 3 months from now. So I'm still going to go back to my file manager, find my key, thisgate.com/key, and I'm going to view it, copy my key, go back over here, and then I'm going to paste that. For my certificate bundle, it's still there. If I want to get that certificate bundle, it's still here. I think this is this one, ca.sar, but it's really not important. It's not a do or die something for you to apply it here. So most times once you install, it's just gonna autofill this from the server. So once I click install, you can see it's now installing, and you can see you have successfully configured SSL. The SSL website is now active and accessible via HTTPS on thisgate.com and the other information. Then I can just click OK now. And if you check my active SSLs now, you can see that thisgate.com now has an active SSL that is active till 2024. So the next, I'll come over to my site to actually verify whether this thing I've done worked. So that's the evidence, and I'm going to type thisgate.com, and you can see that right now I now have thisgate.com being served on HTTPS, and I can actually come over to my Google Chrome browser. Remember, it was showing me insecure the last time. Let me just reload the page now. Yeah, this could still show me not secure, right? Because it's usually an issue of cache on the browser. This one now is a thing of the browser itself. But if you, let me close this, and I'm going to close this also, and then I'm going to paste my site and enter. And this time around, you can see that my site is now showing connection is secure. Right, the site is no longer showing us that insecurity something. And even if you do Ctrl+Shift+N and then paste the site also, you're in an incognito tab. Now you can see that the site now has SSL certificate issued to it. So guys, this is how you can actually issue SSL certificate on your site. So if there's one very important thing you need to take away from this, is that if I were trying to install that SSL on any other of my websites, for example, if I was trying to install it on Namecheap or any of these other sites like anatrichi.com, in my terminal, in this issue command that I have here, for example, if it was anatrichi.com that I was trying to issue the SSL on, what I would have typed here would be this, would be anatrichi.com, right? And then I hit enter, and of course it's gonna work, because anatrichi.com is an add-on domain. Is not the main domain of my hosting account, is an add-on domain to my hosting account. But the files that run the thisgate.com, which is the default hosting account or hosting domain for my account, is inside my public public underscore HTML, which is where CPanel stores the files of the main domain that your hosting account is related to. If this helps you, please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel. I create this kind of content all the time, trying to help people on their developer journey. And I will be very grateful if you support by subscribing, and of course you share the video, and also follow me on social media at Anatotech on Instagram or any other social media like X, which was known formerly as Twitter. And of course, if you want to support the channel financially, you can go ahead and follow one of the links below, either buy me a coffee or probably join my Patreon if that's available, or gift me a star or whatever, gift me something here. But just make sure you support the channel in one way or the other. Biggest way is to subscribe or like, and also like the video, and drop your comments if you have any questions. I'll be around to answer you. Thank you for watching, and I have to take care, and I wish you all the best in your developer and web hosting journey. Peace and respect. See you on the next one. Respect.